I felt a big need to give my work more socio-critical or political value, because I think it's a privilege to be able to do art and to be an artist. It's pretty nice, but so I think we should use our creativity to reflect and to see different perspectives, to make the world a better place or something, but to give something for the possibility that I can be an artist, kind of. What I also wanted to do within this performance is to intervene the normal way, what we are used to do small changes within our behavior we do every day, to be able to realize what we are doing and to be able to get aware of our behavior, to be enabled to change if you would like to. So it's about being aware of what we are doing instead of directly saying it has to be different. I was searching for how can I introduce a group of people to give them the freedom to explore their own creativity and to share their own creativity, to create a piece with a lot of different people from different art backgrounds who can strengthen each other's strength and who can enrich each other to create a piece which is qualitative on more layers.
I like that there was a lot of room for playing. This is something that I really, really liked about it, and that was really valuable to me, because the playing didn't restrict the whole thing to certain disciplines, because everything was possible and often very different elements were available to everyone. So this made it really open, and it was necessary to be curious because there were so many possibilities.
The collective way of working was interesting because, as I said before, it's kind of started as I wanted to not be mainly the drummer in the group, but just a performer, artist, whatever, or just a person in the group and think like the others. And then in the end it turned more again towards that I'm using the drums or my background, which is nice. But first this opening up gives new ideas, and then you bring it back to your expertise.
It would have been hard if we wanted to combine it more than we do now. Because now it's still like a coherent picture, I think, like the entire performance, the maze, and it also, within this concept, I think it makes sense that there can be different, like, individual sub pieces of the performance. So I don't know which one of the options would be better, but I would also be curious how it would be if we tried to combine it more, you know? But I don't know if it would have been like a working end piece. It might have been more chaotic, but for me it's not really a problem, but I can imagine if it's like your final piece, you know, you want everything to work.
I found it really hard to lead the group and to find the balance between giving rules and giving clear approaches and giving the freedom to let them do their own thing, let them come up with their own creativity. And because I really wanted to get to know what their ideas are instead of me giving them ideas they could develop. I learned that communication is the thing. Yeah, it's really necessary to talk a lot, and it's also necessary to trust. I had to trust a lot on that the other people will know. They will know at a certain moment, and it will come together in the end. But sometimes it's so chaotic, and that because I have to give a big part of my responsibility to the others, so they really feel the responsibility to do their thing. Apparently we couldn't finish the performance in the end because of the coronavirus, but at least we managed to do one tryout just before our school closed to just check a few experiments we already had developed.
I think it was about trying, like going out of your way of thinking and going out of this zone of habits and going out of this and trying to go new paths, or like go beyond something even though you don't know what it is or what it brings or you know how it affects you, but still doing it.
It's a very, very nice representation of how I feel in society often, because there's people saying you should do your own thing and be free to be yourself, but when you're in this certain space and you feel the pressure of these rules existing, then you do, at least I feel more comfortable following those rules and having the feeling of fitting in than not doing that.
What was the impact of the other people walking around on you? Did it have an impact? Did you relate it on to them?
I tried not to. I think we all did in some way. You cannot walk around people and not change your habits or your behavior. I think that's not possible. But the way people were walking around me, I could choose, like, am I following or am I going the other way? Am I following this one? Am I staying in contact with this person, or am I walking the other way or like taking distance? And yeah, that's some kind of interaction, I think, and you cannot not do this while being around people.
Yeah, like at the longest time I was sitting at the table and observing the others while they were eating or talking also, and I think this was interesting because they are just eating really weirdly, like you would not eat or you also would not drink. It was but they were still, like, of course, ignoring it and talking as if it was normal. So I thought, okay, yeah, this is really normal, but it's actually not how we know it, but it's all normal, so we all kind of ignore it. I think this was really interesting, because if you would do it with other people, like in a daily life or in a cafe or something, you would be a really weirdo, and no one would be, oh yeah, okay, let's go on. So this is cool, kind of even a social experiment. Yeah.